Yes.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Zoom meeting. Today we will have different topics and updates. So, Dr. Almar, please, when you are ready, you can start. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Nadir. I do believe that the first topic is going to be presented by Dr. Rayan, if she would like to take the stage.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Nadir, for this opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen and we can start. Okay. Okay, so for today, we're going to start by dementia. We are going to go through dementia, the different type. Our objective for today would be the dementia, different type of dementia, how to diagnose, how to assess, and how to manage dementia. And at the end, we are going to have 3 cases to assess our today topic. So for a starter, what is dementia? So dementia describe a general several disorder that cause a significant decline in one or more areas of cognitive function that's severe enough to result in the functional decline. We should differentiate dementia from normal aging, which is result in like memory fog with aging with normal aging, and differentiate and different of normal cognitive lapse and progressive and disabling, which is dementia is a progressive and disabling disease that result in impaired function, unlike a normal cognitive lapse and aging. So 6 to 8% of people with dementia, 6 to 8% of people, more than 65%, more than 65 5 year have Alzheimer dementia. This prevalence is doubled with age, making Alzheimer is the most common cause of dementia, followed by vascular dementia. And sometimes vascular dementia and Alzheimer disease are coming together, and sometimes it can result in mixed dementia. Then we have the third and most common cause of dementia to be Lewy body dementia, and it's common cause in people over 65 of age. So dementia can affect the economic 818 billion annually for direct costs of medical and social care and informal care due to caring of patient with dementia. Most of these bills is coming from Medicaid and Medicare, which is health insurance, and the rest of it is from the patient and its family. And also, it is common. It's kindly of emotionally burden to the patient and its family. So the etiology of dementia can be Alzheimer's disease, which is caused by amyloid plaque and tau neurofibrillary tangles within the brain cells. Lewy body dementia and Parkinson dementia is caused by cytoplasmic alpha-synuclein inclusion body within the neurons, and frontotemporal dementia is caused by tau or ubiquitin protein, which are these are the most common cause of dementia. So what is the risk factor for dementia? So most common risk factors is normal aging. With age, as we said, more than with increased age, the percentage of dementia is increased, and it's commonly in age more than 65. Also, family history. Patient who has first family history or family relative, first degree family relative with dementia is most likely to develop dementia. And ApoE4, which is inherited allele, which is caused early onset dementia and Down syndrome, which is due to trisomy 21, and it's all because 21 chromosome 21 have apolipoprotein A4, which is also the cause of early onset dementia. There is a possible cause like head trauma, fewer years of formal education, history of depression, a lifestyle and physical environmental factor, and vascular risk. So, what is the protective factor? There is no definitive protective factor, but most common protective and well known to be decrease the risk of dementia is physical activity. So, I highly recommend to have a regular exercise for all of you. And then we have non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs, antioxidant, um, physical activity, as we said, intellectual activity, as we said, for fewer years of formal education can be a risk factor. So good education can be a protective factor. And lastly, the statin. The etiology, the genetic of dementia, as we said, we have early onset and late onset dementia. Early onset dementia is when the dementia starts before the age of 60. It's caused by amyloid precursor protein accumulation and preselene protein, which is a chromosomal related. And late onset dementia, it's caused by apolipoprotein A4, apolipoprotein E gene. We have 2, 3, and 4 on chromosome 19. Apolipoprotein E4 is increase the risk of dementia, but E2 is a kind of protective. We have genome-wide association study have identified other genes that have a confer risk of Alzheimer's disease. Then we have how to assess dementia. We start assessment by history, then physical examination, imaging. So we are going through this. We start by history. History, we can take it from patient if it is mild dementia, but with severe dementia, we have to have a family history, a family member who can help us with history taking. We want to assess the date of onset of current condition, chronology, and nature of the symptoms, medical history, current medication and medication history, pattern of the substance abuse, and living arrangement, which is a kind of important with the patient who have decrease in the living dementia affect their living assessment. We can arrange for home elderly home arrangement. Then we have the examination. As after complete the history, we go to examination. We have neurological status, mental status, and functional status. This including the screening for cognitive function. We have Minicog, Slum, MOCA, and Flostin, MMSE. We are going to take more detail in upcoming slides. And then we have neuropsychological testing. This mainly for patients who are difficult to assess and they have a high level of education and subtle change. We need to do a neuropsychological testing, not for our patient. So the screening and evaluation of cognitive, we have Minicog. In the Minicog, we assess 2 main areas, and it is score out of 5, with less than 3 indicate a cognitive impairment. So the domain that we assess is visuoceptual and executive function and recalls. This is the main area assessed by Minicog. And as we said, it assessed out of 5, and less than 3, it indicate cognitive impairment. Then we have the rest of tests will be out of 30, and with less than 38 to be indicated an impaired function, of 28 indicate an impaired function, and less than 24 indicate a severe cognitive impairment. We have at first St. Louis University mental state test examination. It have 11 items and score out of 30, as we said. It mainly assessed orientation, recall, calculation, naming, attention, executive function. Then we have Montreal Cognitive Assessment, MOCA. It have 12 items, and it also get scored out of 30. It have orientation, recall, kind of similar, but it had other areas like verbal fluency and obstructions that is not covered by the previous one. And then we have MMSE. It have 19 items and score also out of 30. Domain to be assessed is include similar to the above, but has what is kind of unique. It have 3-step command, language, and visuception. Then we have functional activity and questionnaires. Functional activity questionnaires. It have 10 items and a score out of 30. It has assessed informant-based executive function, ADL, attention, concentration, memory, and home safety. This is the main uses, but the most common to be used, I think it will be MMSE, and it is score out of 30 with less than 24 be the most severe cognitive impairment. So we have then we have the assessment based on the laboratory. We start by doing the routine to exclude other causes of dementia that can be reversible. We do CBC, electrolyte, BUN and creatinine, fasting glucose, thyroid function test, vitamin B12, and liver function test. Then we have based on clinical examination, based on the examination, we can assess folic acid, homocysteine, and methylmalonic acids, urine analysis and toxicology, CSF analysis, HIV testing, and RBR. Then we have the neuroimaging. So when to consider doing neuroimaging for patients with suspected dementia? Based on the history and examination, if the onset is a start as early onset as we said, less than 65 of age, symptom begin suddenly and progressive rapidly, which in this case we suspected tumor or vascular cause of dementia. There is an evidence of asymmetrical or focal neurological deficits. We're also searching for tumor. Clinical picture suggested of normal brachiodrocephalus. Patient has had a recent fall or other head trauma. So if one of these is present during the examination and history taking, then we have to do neuroimaging. We can do non-contrast CT scan and MRI, which is more specific, and PET scan when the diagnosis remain uncertain after MRI and CT. Then we have evaluation of daily activity level. Important to know the baseline level of function to be able to differentiate functional decline due to the cognitive impairment or other cause of functional impairment. For cases where incongruence between the functional status and assessment performance, consider further neuropsychiatric testing. If there is any discrepancy between what is going to be expected out of history and examination and the assessment that you do, then we have to do more testing and more imaging to find the cause. So, and the diagnosis reporting. It's noticed that most of doctors didn't mention the real diagnosis of Alzheimer or dementia to the patient and their family. It's thought to be due to the increased risk of suicidal, but this is right. And healthcare professionals have a professional, ethical, and sometimes legal obligate to disclose the diagnosis of dementia to the patient. And if the patient have severe cognitive impairment, then to his family or power of attorney. We have then differential diagnosis of dementia. We have normal aging, mild neurocognitive disorder, or mild cognitive impairment, Alzheimer disease, as we said, it is the #1 cause, vascular dementia, dementia with the Lewy body, frontotemporal dementia, delirium, depression, which is called pseudo dementia, and then we have the other cause like alcohol, Parkinson, and neurosyphilis. So we start by normal aging. With normal aging, we have mild decline in memory. So patients, as they start to increase in age, they take more time and effort to recall the information. But this decline does not affect their daily activity and daily function. So, and other thing is that they have take so long time than younger people in learning a new things and do calculation. Mild cognitive impairment is subjective complaint of decline in at least one of cognitive domain, noticeable and measurable. No impaired independent. He can live independently. Patient with mild cognitive impairment can live independently, but there is an increased risk with 9.4 to 14.3 out of 1,000 person per year convert to Alzheimer's disease from mild cognitive impairment. Then we have neurocognitive disorder. So neurocognitive disorder allow for a greater clarification around the diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment. Diagnosis of mild neurocognitive disorder indicate measurable decline in one or more cognitive domain, causing the individual to use a compensatory strategy in their managing their daily living activity. So the main differentiated part from a normal aging and mild neurocognitive impairment is that with normal aging, the patient can do the daily activity on his own and can manage. With mild neurocognitive impairment, they start to have some difficulties, but he can manage at the end. And then we go to Alzheimer's disease. Its onset has a gradual onset. The main cognitive symptoms is memory impairment with difficulty learning new information, language, and visuception. Motor symptoms rare early. They have a normal motor activity at the start of the disease that is more common to be as the disease progresses. They have started to have some motor symptoms. It have gradual onset, as we said, and gradual progression over 8 to 10 years on average. Lab test is normal, but imaging usually show a possible global atrophy and a small hippocampus volume, which is the main imaging finding in patients with Alzheimer's disease. Then we have vascular dementia. Vascular dementia usually have a sudden onset and stepwise onset. The main symptoms depend on the anatomical area of ischemia or hemorrhage and have correlated motor and sensory symptoms based on the area of brain that is affected by the vascular cause. It have progressive and gradual, have progressive onsets and usually stepwise, rapidly based on the size of the ischemia. Lab test is usually normal, but imaging of the CT or MRI based on the acute onset of ischemia will show the change in the affected area. Then we have Lewy body dementia or dementia with Lewy body. It usually have a gradual onset. It have memory, visual hallucination, and fluctuation of the symptoms. Motor symptoms is usually like Parkinsonism and progressive gradually, but faster than Alzheimer's disease. Lab tests usually normal, but imaging show a global atrophy and sometimes will be normal. The frontotemporal dementia have gradual onset and usually start in patient less than 60 of age. The patient will have disinhibition, apathy, executive function, and language plus or minus memory. The motor symptoms usually none, but prognosis is usually gradual, but faster than Alzheimer's disease, and lab as well will be normal, but the brain image show atrophy in frontal and temporal lobe, as its name, frontotemporal dementia. Then we have delirium. So delirium and dementia sometimes overlapped. So delirium is acute onset and common in patients with underlying disease, such as like the patients that is get hospitalized and then they start to have some sort of delirium, and usually it ended by the acute illness. So the distinguished sign of delirium are acute onset, cognitive fluctuation throughout the course of the day, impaired consciousness and attention, fluctuation, living and alertness, and altered sleep cycle. And once the delirium is ended, we have to search for if the patient already have dementia before. Then we have depression. As we said, depression is called pseudo-dementia. Sometimes the symptom of depression and dementia are overlapped. This is most likely due to the patient is sometimes depressed. Even the patient with dementia is sometimes going to be depressed and so on. So, and depressed patient with primary dementia commonly expressing symptom of depression and minimize the cognitive loss. Patients with primary depression are generally unlike those with dementia, and they are demonstrate decreased motivation during cognitive tests, express a cognitive complaints that excess measure deficits, and maintain intact language and motor skill. 50% of presentation with reversible dementia and depression progressed to dementia within 5 years. Then we have the staging of dementia. We have 7 stages for dementia. Stage 1, no cognitive impairment, and it is most likely like normal aging. There is no impairment in the individual experience and no memory problem, no evidence of healthcare or progressive during the medical interview. Then we have very mild cognitive decline, which is stage 2. The patient have some sort of memory lapse, especially forgetting familiar words like where he put his glasses, where he put his keys, and so on. Then we have a mild cognitive, which is stage 3. This is an early stage of Alzheimer's disease, can diagnose as in some, but also individual. It is usually septal, and no one like recognize it is like it is normal aging, and sometimes think like it is just a normal aging and so on. So good history examination and baseline established is important to pick up patient with mild cognitive decline. Then we have moderate cognitive decline, mild or early stage of Alzheimer's disease. At this stage, careful medical interview detect of the clear-cut deficits. At this stage, if we just pick motor Alzheimer's disease as early as possible and start managing patient with this stage, they can have a beneficial effect of medication in the slowing the disease progression. And then we have moderately severe cognitive decline, which is stage 5, moderate to mild stage of Alzheimer, major gap in memory and deficit in cognitive function. At this stage, patient may need some assistance with daily activity. Then we have severe cognitive decline, moderately severe, a mid-stage Alzheimer's disease, memory difficulty, content worsening, and significant personality change may be a problem, and patient need help with his daily activity. And finally, stage 7, which is very severe cognitive decline, or severe or late onset, late stage Alzheimer. This is the final stage of disease with individual loss ability to respond to their environment, to speak, and ultimately to control movement. So primary treatment, geriatrician should be able to manage dementia-related cognitive, behavioral, and psychosocial issues. The primary treatment goal for a patient with dementia are to enhance the quality of life and maximize function, performance by improving the stability and stabilization of the cognitive mood and behavior. So start with management, start by non-pharmacological treatment. We have cognitive training, support individual and group therapy, physical and mental activity, family and caregiver education and support, attention to safety, need for supervisor, wandering and driving, and environmental modification, supporting strategy. We use clocks, alarms, and to-do list to improve the patient memory and structure activity to match the patient ability. Then we have the pharmacological treatment. Treatment should be individualized based on each patient and its type of dementia, of course. We have treatment, we have cholinesterase inhibitor, donepezil, rivastigmine, and galantamine, and memantine, which is most commonly used in patients with Alzheimer's disease. Other cognitive enhanced and antidepressant and psychoactive medication based on the patient's symptoms and need. So a cholinesterase inhibitor, it slows down the breakdown of acetylcholine. Clinical trial demonstrates that moderate delay in the cognitive decline compared with placebo in Alzheimer's disease. It have GI side effect, but we can use a slow titrated curve. The maximum dosing of donepezil is 23 milligram per day. Create a significant side effect without evidence of improvement of the global function. No evidence of different in efficacy among the drugs. So we can use donepezil, rivastigmine, and galantamine. All of them are the same based on the patient and its condition. So use in other dementia. So we didn't use like cholinesterase in other type of dementia, like vascular dementia. It's not recommended. But in Lewy body dementia, it have beneficial effect in attention and behavior. Rivastigmine is approved by FDA for patients with Parkinson dementia, and treatment in frontotemporal dementia may worsen the agitation, so we didn't use cholinesterase inhibitor. So management, as we're going to continue, we have neuroprotective effect is to reduce the glutamate-mediated excitotoxicity, modest benefit on the cognitive ADL behavior, ADL daily activity and behavior in Alzheimer's disease, limiting effect in the cognitive and evident to support widespread use of vascular dementia. FDA approved for moderate to severe Alzheimer's disease, and common adverse event is constipation, dizziness, and headache. All of this is due to glutamate-mediated excitotoxicity.
Dr. Rayan, can you hear us? Maybe it lagged a little bit. Is anyone else hearing?
Yes, I can hear
She's
you.
muted.
I think she's muted.
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So we're going to continue our medication. We have vitamin A, vitamin E. Okay, so vitamin E is thought to be lower the rate of functional decline, but it is not like an FDA approval yet, but some study shows it improve cognitive in patients with Alzheimer's disease. We have siliglene also may lower the rate of functional decline, but there is no evidence of cognitive improvement of Alzheimer's disease. And we have Congo biloba. It have no beneficial in slowing cognitive decline in mild cognitive impairment. So for symptomatic management, we use psychoactive medications. Psychoactive medication are behavioral disturbance best managed with non-pharmacologically, but reducing overstimulation, environmental modification. When meds are required, targeted symptoms should be identified and therapy selected accordingly based on each patient. Then we have antidepressant. It's used for patients they have depressed mood, low appetite, insomnia, fatigue, and irritability and agitation. A trial of high-dose citalopram demonstrates a significant improvement in behavior, but also results in the worsening in cognitive and QT prolongation. Caution to be used in patients who have a risk of fall because it has anticholinergic effect and may worsen the confusion. Then we have first and second generation antipsychotic. Limited evidence of effective and increase the risk of all causes of mortality in dementia. Should be used in caution, targeted delusion, hallucination, paranoia, and irritability. Lastly, we have valproic acid and carbamazepine, possible option, but it has limited evidence and it increases the risk of mortality. And finally, benzodiazepine and anticholinergic medication should be avoided. So patients with dementia need a special referral to the geriatric psychiatrist, neurologist, neuropsychologist, social worker, and physical therapy, and nurse and pharmacist. Attorney for will, mostly it should be started as early as possible, as patients with dementia usually have decline in their function, so it's better to attorney for well establish at early. Then we have the community neighbor, friends, and aging and mental health network, and adult day care, respite care, and home health agency, and organization of Alzheimer Association, area agency on aging, and council on aging. And service, we have Meals on Wheels and senior citizen centers. Lastly, don't prescribe cholinesterase inhibitor for dementia without periodic assessment for preserved cognitive benefit and adverse gastrointestinal effect. Don't use antipsychotic as a first choice to treat behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia. So for summary, this is the last two slides. Dementia is a common in older adults, but it is not inherited, a part of aging. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia, followed by vascular dementia and dementia of lower body. Evaluation includes history, physical examination, functional assessment, focused lab, and possible brain imaging. Primary treatment with enhanced quality of life, maximize function, and improve cognitive and mood and behavior. Treatment may involve both medication and non-pharmacological, and community resource should be used to support patient, family, and caregiver. So as we complete this session, we are going to have 3 cases, and feel free to answer. A 75-year-old man is brought to the office by his wife because he has a progressive cognitive and behavioral decline for the last 3 years. The wife says that his memory, attention, and organization ability have declined, such that his daily function is impaired. The patient says that his sense of smell has decreased. he has progressive weight loss. He has acted out his dream for many years. More recently, he had behavioral disturbance that worsening at night with frequent delusion and intermittent hallucination. Which of the following clinical feature is the most useful for differentiated dementia with Lewy body and Alzheimer's disease? Psychosis, hyposemia, memory impairment, rapid eye movement, and sleep behavioral disorder. So do we have any answers? Okay, we have D and A in the chat. So for Lewy body dementia is known to have effect in the rapid eye and behavioral disorder, as we said. So answer D, we're right. What is unique in this case is that the patient have many years to act out during his dream. This is a pathognomonic for patient with Lewy body dementia. It affects the rapid eye movement, sleep, and led to sleep behavioral disorder. So case number 2, 82-year-old man is seen for the annual wellness visit. His wife says that he thinks he had slowed in the last 2 to 3 years and does not focus as well as previously. Reminders helps, but can no longer manage household finance or organize his medication without assistance. He has insight into his deficits, history of hypertension, diabetes mellitus, CAD, and prior stroke, examination, mild left facial drop, mild left arm spasticity, and pronator drift without overt weakness, hemibaritic gait, lab finding, creatinine is normal, hemoglobin A1C is 7.8, which is kind of normal, TSH is 2.2, vitamin B12 is 580, HDL is 62, and LDL is 100 at all. MRI of brain show moderate bilateral white matter hyperintense on the T2 flare with evidence of several chronic lacunar infarction. So he has vascular dementia. Which one of the following is the most likely to improve the cognitive outcome over time? Exercise program, omega-3 fat supplement, cholinesterase inhibitor, or statin? Do we have any answers? Statin. Someone answer statin in the chat. Is there any other options? A, B. So yeah, of course you are right. The right answer is exercise program. Why not statin? Statin is like protective from developing a stroke. This patient already have a stroke and have MRI findings as confirm that he have already developed stroke. So for further improvement of his cognitive, the exercise program is number 1. If the patient have like a risk factor, hypertension, diabetes, and so on, but he didn't develop stroke yet, then statin can be used. Lastly, we have 76-year-old woman come to the office to establish care. She has had progressive cognitive and behavioral decline over several years. The patient cannot provide a sufficient information. Her family describe impaired function. They are not sure how much is due to the decline in the cognitive and how much is loss of interest in activity. She has no other symptoms of depression, and she has no delusion or hallucination. Examination display a poor memory and concentration. Language function seem intact. The patient has limited awareness of her deficits. Testing is limited by impulsivity. Laboratory findings are unremarkable. MRI of the brain show a mild white matter change and moderate diffuse atrophy, no evidence of a stroke or masses lesion. Which of the following imaging modality should be done next to establish the diagnosis? Dopamine transporter, sine photon emission computer tomography, SPECT CT scan, or fluorescent fluorodoxy glucose position emission tomography, FDG PET scan, magnetic resonance spectroscopy, or regional cerebral blood flow, SPECT. If anyone have any idea? No idea. So we have like a small table to differentiate this type. So number one, dopamine transporter scan. It's used mainly for patients with dopamine activity in the basal ganglia, which is differentiate Parkinson's disease from essential tremor. We have FDG PET scan, brain glucose metabolism. This is differentiate all type of dementia, like Alzheimer or frontotemporal dementia. And then we have MR spectroscopy for brain chemistry and metabolism, metabolic disorder and tumor, and it is most likely used in researches. And CBF, spectrum brain blood flow perfusion. It differentiates dementia or seizure evaluation when PET scan is not available. So for that, yes, the right answer is B. B is used most likely in patients who have difficult to diagnose, or they have to differentiate it between two types of dementia. Then B is the right answer, glucose PET scan. And that is all. If anyone have any question. If no question, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Rayan, for that amazing presentation. Dr. Nader, if you would like to say something.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rayan, for great, excellent presentation. I think it's an important topic, and you're going to see a lot of patients if you are in family medicine, internal medicine, or geriatric, neurology, psychiatry. So thank you so much for great presentation. Any questions or any experience, anything you want to share? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nader.
All right, one more time, if anyone has any questions for Dr. Rayan. Okay.
If not, we can move on. Yes.
Yes, if there are no more questions. Thank you, Dr. Rayan, for actually putting cases at the end of the presentation. I find it very fun and interactive whenever that happens in a presentation. So thank you so much for taking the time to prepare that. I guess if no one else.
Thank you very much for highlighting that, but it is already was in Dr. Nader's presentation when I downloaded. So thank you, Dr. Nader.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So I guess the next presentation is going to be my own. I will be sharing my screen right now. Apologies, just 1 minute. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Right. So basically, today we are going, or I will be presenting about the AI. So we have so many AIs, and unfortunately, a lot of us make the mistake of only presenting or only using one AI and not see the use for every single AI. So we're just going to be doing like a quick comparative performance analysis of the AIs that are available for us. And we're going to be looking at particular tasks that they will be able to excel best at. So the objective of this presentation is to do a strategic analysis and to also do a logic evaluation, as well as the efficiency guide. So there are like so many models out there, and unfortunately, as I said, we only use one. So we're going to see why this is actually a mistake. So we want to look at, can these things actually think, or are they just like we glorify them way too much? So by the end of this presentation, hopefully you'll be able to know which tab you're going to open for which project or which task. So we basically have a lot of leaders when it comes to AI. I'm pretty sure if I say ChatGPT, everyone is going to know about it. If I say Gemini, people are also going to hear of it. But there are also some other AIs that people haven't really heard of that much. So we are going to take a look at the most famous ones and see how they are. So basically, the team here is to look at Gemini, to look at ChatGPT, to look at Deepseek, and to look at Grok. So the first one is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is really the all-rounder, but the problem with all-rounders is that they do not excel at one particular place. They do good in all the places, but in order for us to actually make the most out of the usage with AI, we need to use an AI that excels at particular tasks. ChatGPT is good. It's an all-rounder, but it's not the best. So it does remain the most intuitive for creative and administrative human one. If you talk to it, it actually adapts to the way you speak. It understands your sarcasm. It understands nuances. It understands things that human beings usually understand between each other. And based on that, it curates the conversation according to the both of you. So it has a refined conversational flow, and it has a strong reasoning architecture. It actually basically takes the shape of your brain and the way you think and thinks about things. And superior third-party integrations. So actually, ChatGPT is integrated in Google, I believe. So it's good. It basically also searches about data that was there a long time ago and brings you the information. So this is the thing about ChatGPT. So it's kind of like the specialist you call. Like whenever you want to talk about something, you could go and choose the help of ChatGPT. It's kind of like the smooth operator. The second one is Grok. So this basically is usually the AI that you find in X, which is a platform that was previously known as Twitter, if you guys know about that. And it's kind of like it tells you all the tea that's happening. So the cool thing about Grok is that it does not just bring information that was there since a really long time ago and brings it forward to you without any updates. Kind of like if you want to figure out about the Super Bowl and you want to see what happened 2 minutes ago, it will immediately gather the data of what people are tweeting about and give you the final result. So this is the cool thing about it, is that it is great when you want to know the news, when you want to know the drama of what's happening. So if, for example, there's a crypto crash, you definitely know about it. So leverage and direct access to real-time social streams for immediate trend analysis. As I said, it's directly integrated with Twitter, or what's known now as X, and it has a low latency news retrieval, and it has an unfiltered analytical voice. It will tell it to you as it is. And last but not least, we skipped the most important one, which is my personal favorite, Gemini. So the thing about AIs, or the different platforms that we previously discussed, is that they all have a short-term memory that is very weak compared to Gemini's. So I think we've all mentioned, or we've all had this issue where we had so much data that we wanted to analyze or ask about, and we plugged it into ChatGPT, for example, but then we started realizing that ChatGPT starts hallucinating, or they start emitting information that was very vital that you remember that, okay, they should probably mention this. So all of these issues are because the byte of a memory that each AI takes is nothing compared to Gemini. Gemini actually has 2 million token context window. What does that mean? It means that if you sent Gemini a book of 500 pages, by the time you ask him what is happening until page 200, they will still remember what happened 200 pages ago.
Unlike the other AIs, if you plug the same book into ChatGPT, it's going to completely forget what happened before, starts making stuff up, and even start hallucinating. And then when you confront ChatGPT about it, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, you're right about that. A funny usage of ChatGPT, unfortunately, folks used to kind of use this tool to cheat. So they would take a picture of the exam, the whole exam of like 15 pages, plug it into ChatGPT, and then answer the questions, come out very confident of the quiz, and then later on be shocked that they actually almost borderline failed the test or even took a B and a B plus, not an A as they expected. Well, that's because when you plug in such a huge amount of data into ChatGPT, it is not going to be able to process all the information. So I'm not saying that we should use Gemini for this, but if you do have a research that has a huge amount of information, we go for Gemini. Because as I said, it has a 2 million token context window. It has a really big long-term memory, and it multi-file analysis capacity, and also ecosystem integration. Ecosystem integration. So you can actually see that being applied into Google if you have any sort of research. So it's kind of like the big brain if you would like to use Gemini for that. So these are kind of the big guys when it comes to AI. So then we have Deepseek and Qwen. This is basically when we're talking about technical efficiency. So whenever you are thinking of coding, you think of these. And recently we've also had Claude. I do believe Dr. Nader was mentioning before that he did use that AI to code the app. And I will show you in a while why it's so interesting to see how Dr. Nader used the AIs and not just one, and why that's important. So for any technical efficiency, we're going to be using Deepseek or Qwen. They're specialized models built for raw computational logic and technical precision. These are kind of like the math nerds. So they're a beast for coding. So if you're a developer and you're still like using basic ChatGPT for example, heavy Python work, you're going to have so much trouble with that. So these are the models that are leaner, faster, and honestly smarter at these kinds of things. So this is what you want to do. They have benchmark leading code logic, mathematical optimization, high performance to cost ratio. And they also don't have any sugarcoating. Like they will tell it to you as it is, the exact mathematical situation. Unlike ChatGPT, it cares about your feelings and emotions. These AIs only care about the math and the coding. So there is a particular logic that we can actually see. My deepest apologies. I would have loved to show you how a particular input or a particular prompt will develop a different response for each and every AI, but my laptop is not really helping me with that. So for now, we're just going to be using this shirt logic. So 3 shirts dry in 3 hours. How long for 30 shirts to dry? And if you plug it into the AIs that are not, if they only think in linear math, they're going to tell you 30 hours. But the ones that actually use logic, the ones that understand the human sense, they're going to tell you 3 hours, because obviously we can definitely dry a billion shirts at the same time, and they will dry in the same amount of time. So this is the difference between choosing the right AI for the right task. Is it math that you're thinking about? Is it your research? Is it just simply asking the advice or making a presentation or a script for a particular thing that you have to give? So I kind of created a cheat code to show you what are the things that you can think about and how you can navigate which AI to choose. So here we basically have the massive documentation. As I told you, if you want to have a huge amount of information, we're going to go for Gemini. Why? Because it has a 2 million context window for full research. So most AIs have a short-term memory and they're going to forget about the beginning. Gemini will not forget. And it's really your only choice when you want to go for a big research. The second thing is live event analysis. We go for Grok because it has an instant access to real-time feeds. ChatGPT and Gemini, they have to search the web, which can actually be slow or show old articles. But Grok is basically sees what people are tweeting right now. So this is definitely the AI to go for. And then you have advanced software development. As I said before, if you want anything that has to do with an efficiency model trained heavily on math and syntax, you're going to go for Deepseek. So it doesn't really care about being a nice person, as I said. It only cares about giving you the proper math, the proper numbers, the coding, and the logic. So it's built for technical and logic math. And then last but not least, we have creative and generalist, the iPhone of AIs. It's smooth, it's easy to use, it's an all-rounder, it does everything. you can definitely go for ChatGPT. So if you want to write an email that shows some intellectual, thinking in it, you would definitely go for ChatGPT. It's refined conversational and reasoning flow. So identifying the right tool is definitely important. As I said, if you want to be in research, you would go for Gemini. If you want to develop something, you go for Deepseek. If you want to track sentiment on breaking news or whatever, you go for Grok. What Dr. Nader did in the previous session, he did mention that he used multiple AIs. He used ChatGPT and then he plugged it again into Claude. So this is how you can smartly use AI, by doing such things. Every single task that you have in your project, you plug it in a different AI. And hopefully this presentation helped you know how to do that, if that makes sense. So the most effective workflow isn't found in one model, but you need to look at multiple models. You need to orchestrate the whole thing. And by that, I hope this was beneficial for you. If you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to add, I would be more than happy to answer.
Hi, I just wanted to share a quick tip. In this was written that Gemini is really good in research, but now I think when people want to do a deep search of a topic, I would suggest Perplexity. I don't know if someone has used it, but it's actually really, really good as well.
Thank you, Dr. Lujane, for that. Yeah, I actually do. I'm familiar with Perplexity. If anyone else is familiar with it and would like to share their experience of how they use AI with that.
You meant my Perplexity experience?
Yes, you can go ahead and share your experience.
Oh, I ran out of tokens.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm once again open to any questions. If no one has any questions, we would like to move on to the next presentation. All right, then Lujane, you can go ahead and present topic 3.
All right, so my topic is going to be relatively shorter than the others, but thank you everyone for your wonderful presentations. But yeah, hopefully mine is going to be just a quick app presentation. So just for starters, can everybody see my screen? Hello? Okay. Can people see my screen or?
I can see your screen. Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, so I'll start. So today I'm going to be presenting about an app called Loom. It's a free app that allows you to screen record your computer and even your face without having to do it live. Example, like you have a presentation, but you won't be there. So you can do a quick video and present. So let's go check the app. So we have here. So okay, have to search for Loom and then just sign in. So let's go through it. Sign in with Google. I already have it open here. Well, it did not allow me. Okay. Oh, I do not know what's going on. Sorry, I just refreshed it for. Yeah, I guess I have to search it. All right, so we're just gonna have to do like the quick signing in. So, well, it was meant to ask you like the starter. So whether you're gonna use it for the university or education, the setup stuff. But yeah, so before that, it's going to also ask you to download this extension and the web. So I think I need to show. So I'm gonna have to log out, sorry. I'll have to sign out again and sign in on my other account. So yeah, let's sign in again. So yeah. All right, let's just. So here I have to show you guys how to sign in. I guess it's relatively quick. Well, while we're waiting, we can just maybe open that instead. All right, so it's especially, oh, it's really not loading. Maybe I could try another web browser actually. Let's try Edge. Yeah, so sorry for the wait, but okay, here I have it open on Edge. So you're simply going to, there is meant to be an extension bar here. So we have to just install the extension bar because it helps us like get things quicker. Like say that you want to open it, you want to open something and you don't want to register on Loom, you can simply just open their extension, which makes things really quick. So that was how to download it. You're just going to go to the website and download Loom for Chrome. I don't know why it's taking such a long time, actually. Well, under Firefox or Brave, you're meant to see it as this. Yeah, okay, so I'll just have to record under the extension because it's taking time. So here, well, it's really letting me log in. So here we have it. You're going to see the microphone, the camera over here, what to show, what window you want to show. If you want to particularly show your entire screen or just pick a particular window, like for example, Chrome, or you just want to show your current tab. So I'm going to pick full screen to do. And then you have effects as well, which is for the camera over here. So you can put the effects. And you can also add filters for your camera. So yeah, it's actually meant to show a background. And as well as canvas. So you can actually type out a particular thing and it'll show you canvas. So there you go. And you're meant to be over here. And for example, let's give it a try. So say I wanted to record the telegeriatric website and I just want to explain to someone how to navigate the website. It's just going to be a 30-second clip so that we can just show you. So you're going to click through the extension. Right, we have the extension and we're going to start recording, which you can press the start button over there. So we can press the start button here, the entire screen, we just share. And here it's going to give you a countdown. So yeah, as you can see, the countdown has started. So let's go through it. There are other settings as well here, such as blur. So we can blur like particular areas or names of people, which is really good. We can also where is the bar? We can also like write. We can also erase the writing. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we can we can do, we also have another different mouse. So where did the toolbox go? We could also change the size of the camera. I'm meant to be here, but my camera again is simply delete my face. And that's about it. Wait. So we can go through. So here we have it. We have the recording. So here we have the recording. You can just simply hit play. So we can edit the video, which is a really nice thing. It can also transcribe. So here it already automatically transcribed my whatever I was saying, right? Which is a really good thing. So I'll have to move this. So here we have something that we can do, which is trim. So you can simply, so in the beginning I hesitated. So I wanted to delete that. Let's delete that because I hadn't blurred the names of the people. So let's blur it until a particular section. And you could just, so you can just simply do this and, and just split and click on delete. Say that I wanted to split something at the middle. You can just simply click on the middle and just split, and then click another part, and then click on split, and then simply delete that part, which is actually really easy now. So then we have the entire video. You can play the entire video. So which shows you that you already finished the task. You can also remove filler words here, like such as or like. You can remove silences. You can also change the background. There we have it. Here we have it. And then press and finish, and we can send it to the people that we want to send it to. So how do we do that? And click on share and simply copy link. And the good thing here is that you can also copy and embed, but they're not showing me a thumbnail. So no need to do that. You can just copy it. Go to Gmail directly and paste, and whoever has that exact link is going to be able to open the exact video that I showed you guys. And yeah, here you have transcript. You can have transcript, and you can also correct what you were saying. And yeah, that's about that. Thank you. I'm done. Does anyone have any questions, clarifications?
Hello, Dr. Malas. I just have one question. So this app, it records the screen. Does it record your
Yes.
voice while
Yes,
you're
it does.
talking? Okay.
Yes, it does. Like as you can see. Yeah. I don't know if you were able to hear that within the meeting, but yes, it can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, say that you have like a presentation or like you're doing a research with someone, SPSS, and they don't particularly understand the thing, and you cannot do a meeting at the moment. You can actually use this app and then just send it to Telegram or WhatsApp. So this is a really good use of the app, like something quick. And yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lujane, for this demo. And I think it's a very useful tool. So any one of you is interested, please try it, have it on your hand. So if you need it down the road, you will have access to this tool. And there are different tools similar to this, but this one like easy for a new user. Thank you.
So if anyone doesn't have any questions, we can move on to the next topic, which is going to be presented by Dr. Mohammed. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Mohammed. I'll be presenting presenting on how to use Google Scholar. So just let me share my screen. Okay, so how to use Google Scholar for research? Of course, most of us have been using it for many years because it's very easy and accessible, and it helps to do a lot of research. So basically, I'm going to just show you briefly about how to use Google Scholar in the most optimum way to make it easy. So why do we even need to know how to use Google Scholar? Well, as we know, if anybody of us is doing any research or wish to do any academic writing, it's very important to know how to use search engines such as Google Scholar. There are others, but they're usually behind the subscription. So learning how to search well is very important in doing any form of academic writing. Basically, effective searching literature means successful writing in your literature. So how does Google Scholar works? It basically searches databases for relevant studies based on the keywords that you input while doing your search. So how well you use the keywords determines on what type of how well the quality of the studies that you find once you do your search. So how do you do this? Basically, first start making a list of keywords. So, for example, let's say that you wish to talk about how does exercise affect your health. So, you have some keywords, exercise and health. Then you try to refine those words. You can make, for example, health. You can find synonyms, for example, health or well-being. Similarly, exercise, endurance. So you can expand based on these keywords to refine your research, your searching. Once you manage to refine a string of keywords, one of the best things that you can do is to rephrase it into a question rather than just saying effect of exercise on health. You can just change it to how does exercise affect health. It will make searching much easier and you're more likely to find the studies that focus on the studies that you wish to do. So there are multiple features if you do in Google Scholar, if you open it, I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm just going to talk about it and then I'm going to demonstrate each one of them. There's a feature called My Library where under each study you would find a star. So if you click on that star, you will save that study underneath your library so that later on if you want to revisit them, you will be able to revisit them easier rather than researching the study from the beginning. Another one is a citation feature. Why is it important? Because in order to strengthen your argument for a study in your article, you'll have to provide resources for your argument. So one of the best ways to do it is to, of course, cite your from where you got this information from. So if you click the citation feature under each study, it will show you all the types of citations depending on what reference style you wish to use in your article. Again, I'm briefly demonstrating in how to do it, and this will help boost credibility of your article. Then gaining access. If you again, I'm going to show this. Some studies, when you're searching in Google, you will find on the side PDF link. So if you click it, it will immediately show you a PDF. And so these articles you can just directly download. But there are, of course, articles that are behind paywalls. So if you click on them, Sometimes you may have access to certain articles depending on what institution you're in, but otherwise you will not be able to access these studies. So the key feature here is that those that are usually available, you will find them on the side as available as a PDF, where you can just click and download rather than opening to the website directly. Then lastly, there's another feature, very nice, great feature actually called related articles. So let's say that you found an article which exactly goes with the study that with the article or the topic that you're talking about. So you want to find studies that are very similar to the study that you have found. So with related articles, it will show you some at least around 6, 7 articles that are exactly that are very similar to the one that you have clicked. So it will help you narrow down and be more focused when you're trying to do your study, rather than just randomly searching, finding studies that are not related to what you're trying to write about. Then finally, briefly, we'll be talking about Boolean operators. So with Boolean operators, it will help you to better utilize the keywords that you have already made a list of, so that you will be able to further refine the studies that you have been doing, so that your articles that you have been trying to find will be further narrowed down. So common ones they are used that are and. So with and, if you want to find if you find to use two words that you want to have the study to include both of them. For example, you want to do well-being and exercise, and so you can do well-being and exercise. So they will find any study that includes both well-being and exercise, and it has to include both of them. If you use the word, if you use or, it will include the studies will have either exercise or well-being. So either well-being or exercise. Then another one which is rather unusual, not commonly used, but it could be very useful, is to use inverted commas on the both ends of your search phrase. If you do that, it will strictly find studies that has this exact lining. So if a study does not include this exact phrase, it is all these studies will not be included in the search. So if you want to be strictly narrowing down the study, you can just use this inverted commas in both ends of the phrase, and it will show you the articles that have that exact phrase. So let's stop sharing, and let me share the browser. Okay, so let's say I'm doing a study. I'm in Google Scholar. I'm checking the health benefits of exercise. So you can find that there are over 3 million study research. So let's talk about the features that I've mentioned. First, we have the My Library. You can find see the star. If you click on it, it will save the study. Then you can make your own library. Let's say that I want to make it as a reading list, and click done. Okay, then on this side you will find My Library. If you click on it, it will show you the study that you have just saved. Whenever you wish to come back to it, you can just click My Library and you'll find any study that you have started. Okay, so that's first feature. Then the second feature we have is the citation. So if you click on it, you can find the different types of reference styles like Harvard, Vancouver, Chicago. So based on what referencing style you're using it in your article, you can just copy paste the reference, and you can use it, put it in your reference list. So this will again be very good in order to boost the value of your argument of your article. So if you're providing a reference to the argument, it will give more credibility. Then we have related articles. Let's say that I'm interested in this study, the health benefits of exercise and physical activity. And once I opened it, I found that it's very relevant to my argument. So I just click related articles, and it will show me all studies that are very similar to the study that I have clicked. So they're all of these studies here, around 6 to 7 studies, they're very similar to the one that I have clicked in the beginning. So this will further help refine your research rather than going over thousands of studies. So by using related articles, it will really help narrow down your studies. Now let's go to some Boolean operators. Let's say that you wish to talk about health benefits of exercise. So one of the things that you can use Boolean operators if you want to use synonyms. So let's say health benefits of exercise. Instead of health benefits, you can write, for example, well-being. So you can write health benefits or well-being. It is important when you use Boolean operators that they have to be in capital letters. If not, Google Scholar may not recognize it. So health benefits or well-being of exercise. So if you click search, it will talk either about health benefits or well-being, exercise and well-being. So it will include studies that talk about health benefits of exercise or well-being of exercise. So this is about or Boolean operator. Another one is and. So if you use the word and, the study has to include both health benefits and well-being together. So if you do it, it will further narrow down your study. So it becomes exercise and well-being. Mental health benefits of exercise and well-being. So you can see that your search has further been narrowed down. Then finally, the Boolean operator that I like to use personally is to use inverted commas in the beginning and the end of your phrase. If you do this, you will get studies that only include that should include this phrase, health benefits or well-being of exercise. Health benefits of exercise, health benefit of exercise. You see, every single study has the topic health benefits of exercise. So if you wish to look at exactly this specific phrasing, just use inverted commas at the beginning and the end of your search phrase. And that is it for me. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer in the chat box.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed, for great presentation as well. Any questions for any of the speakers? If not, I hope all of you will use Google Scholar. And if you are not familiar, now you have some steps to follow, and hopefully you will get familiar with that. Thank you. We can move on to the next topic.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed, for really, really important to know how to use Google Scholar, actually. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I do believe these are the topics. Now we will just move on to the updates. If anyone has any updates.
Great. So we have, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, no problem. Go ahead, Dr. Nash.
We have a couple of updates, so whoever is ready, please go ahead.
I actually do have an update, if I'm allowed to share that with everyone. So if I am allowed to just give, first of all, I think I said this in the previous meeting, is that I had the privilege of being a leader of Project 4 with my incredible teammates, and we were able to finish it and submit it. And very, very excited to share that we actually did win for Health Services and Sustainability Policy and Workforce Development at the Conference of the Royal College of Physicians. So first of all, I just want to thank Dr. Nader for putting this whole thing together. I know we always thank you for it, but it's genuinely so amazing to see how, you know, doctors that have met each other through this platform were able to achieve something like this. We were also excited about it, and so happy about it as well. So if that's all right, I did prepare a little something that hopefully I can also show my peers here regarding the topic that we actually prepared, if that's okay.
Sure. And congratulations. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you. Thank you. We really believe that it wouldn't have been possible without your guidance, and you know, the layout that you put for us was very crystal clear and very informative, and my team as well, like each and every single person was amazing doing that. So I will just share quickly a little
I was gonna
presentation.
share the same news, Almar.
Yes.
You
Go,
came first. It's
go
okay.
ahead, Ayah, and then Almar. Go ahead, Ayah.
Oh no, I said I was gonna share the same news that we won on the RCP Royal College of Physicians conference, the best presentation in our category. I was the presenter and Dr. Almar was the team leader, and thank you very much, Dr. Nadir, for your support and guidance.
Thank you, and congratulations to you and to your team, both of you. You did great, all of you. So go ahead,
Yes.
Dr. Almar.
Yeah, Dr. Ayah is actually the presenting author, and she did an incredible job. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to all of my team members, Dr. Ayah, Dr. Sundos. She did an incredible job, especially as a submitting author. And the data extraction as well was something that was a very tedious task that was, alhamdulillah, done. So I'm so grateful for every single person who participated. I guess a quick introduction of what our topic was reducing 30-day hospital readmissions. What we noticed is that there was a percentage of readmission when it came to hospital readmissions. So currently, this was the problem that we were trying to kind of dissect and challenge with my team. So 1 in 4 patients transferred from hospitals to skilled nursing facilities actually find themselves back into the bed within like 30 days. So we forget that it's not just a clinical failure, it's actually also massive financial drain as well. So we put together and we identified that the 30-day window is kind of like a care transition gap, plagued by fragmented communication, also medication discrepancies and delayed follow-ups. So our goal was to really identify exactly which intervention was successful to bridge this gap and which one fell short. So this is what we were trying to do. Obviously, we basically searched articles. We had like a very strict methodology adhering to the PRISMA 2020. We searched PubMed. We tried to search a lot of other places, and we implemented a double-blind screening process wherein we screened over 900 records, and we oversaw the narrowing of our pool down to 26 high-quality studies. So after that, by standardizing our data extraction, we were able to kind of benchmark an average baseline readmission rate of 15% across these cohorts, just to see what truly was the reason. So as I said here, we analyzed 26 studies and we pushed between 2017 to 2026. This included data from 119 individual SNFs providing facility level insights alongside participant level outcomes. We ensured a rigorous routine. So we evaluated the selection. We also basically assessed our selection, and eventually we did find out about our results. It yielded that 54.9% reduction in 30-day readmission, which was basically the transitional care model enhanced by telehealth. and we gave our findings and everything. We found out which intervention exactly contributed most to that, and we were able to basically give these results that we have collected together. And this is a kind of like a quick analysis if anyone would like to take the time to read it. So when we compare like the interventions head to head, the conclusion is clear. Standard multidisciplinary care offer modest improvements. They basically pale in comparison to telehealth and coordinated mental health assessments. So our review establishes that these two frameworks are the golden standard. They represent the scalable high ROI models that are very essential for any institution transitioning towards basically value-based care. So with that, I actually want to ask Dr. Ayah, because I remember we were talking and she said it was like her first experience and we were very excited for her about that. If it's okay for me to ask you, Dr. Ayah, tell me like all about the experience. How was it there at the conference and how did you feel and how did you prepare for it as well?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Almar. The experience was really good, actually, and I would say a special thanks to Dr. Malaz. She did a mock test. We could say a mock test or a training. I presented the abstract to her for training before the conference, and Dr. Ala as well. We've tried to coordinate with you, Dr. Almar, but you were very busy. But thank you very much as well. So I would say to all the fellows here, everyone who's watching today, that practice is just the key for success. Honestly, it will brings you all the confidence that you need in the conference. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. The second thing was the conference was really good. It was amazing, and I really enjoyed. I was a bit nervous at first, because you only have limited time, only 3 minutes to present the whole abstract to convince the judges. And then you have 2 minutes to receive the questions, which were not that easy. Honestly, after the questions from the judges, I did not expect to get, I really did not expect our abstract to come one of the top or to win the prize in the category, honestly, because the questions were not that easy. But yeah, that's it. Preparation and practice, that all it takes. And yeah, I'm looking forward to work with you guys again in future projects as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayah, for sharing that. Very glad that you had the opportunity to work amongst other teammates as well to orchestrate the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, both of you. This is great, excellent work, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir. Thank you. And I'm so happy that the name of the Telegeriatric Research Fellowship and Dr. Nadir. So this name was mentioned in the Royal College of Physicians annual conference, and I was so proud that I'm part of this amazing fellowship. Thank you so much, Dr. Nadir, for these opportunities.
Oh, thank you. You're doing the work, so excellent. Good job. So if Dr. Noura is here.
Yes, hi, Doctor.
Hello. Yes, go ahead.
Nader, how are you? Good?
Very good, alhamdulillah.
Okay, my name is Dr. Noura. I would like to share my story with you guys. I would like to share my screen. Okay, and my name is Dr. Noura Bushra. I would like to share my story. I'm old graduate, more than 10 years, and as you know, this is a big challenges in the match, and I need a visa. I need a visa sponsor program. So I don't have any other registration anywhere in the world. So that was my challenges during this journey. However, with each challenges, there is always an opportunity. So of course, with the band, if anyone here, like the band affecting his dream. This is the story for you. Okay, and if you are applying for visa program, as you know, now we have less visa sponsored programs with the new regulations. However, with challenges, as I said, there is more opportunity. So the new opportunity was there is a new regulation to be a board certified in US without going to the residency in some state. So based on that, I took the opportunity and I become a GMC registered doctor in the UK. So that's going to allow me to do a residency over there. And at the same time, I'm continuing to work my ultimate goal to be a US certified doctor. Okay. I'm doing right now step 3 as well, because ultimately you need that when you are becoming a US board certified. I would like to highlight why I'm sharing this story, because I would like to highlight a few points. The first and the most important point, how telegeriatric fellowship helped me. You need this fellowship is going to help you to build up your personal skills, and this personal skills is crucial. Presentation skills. I do remember I was telling Dr. Nader, if you have any presentation, anyone who doesn't want to do it, I will do it. You need to build your presentation skills, interview skills, and leadership and teaching skills. Just jump. Any opportunity, just jump. It will help you. I know it is just once. I know all of us busy, but believe me, this is called the cumulative effect. You're going to see it. Especially when you go and practice, you're going to see all this. It's going to make you ahead. Second, you're going to practice and participate in any research project, even if it is minor role. Okay, you just extract the data. This is going to make you ahead among other junior doctors. US is one of the highly competitive that make your standard up. When you go outside in other countries, you become in top. You become the first. Okay, and the most important about this fellowship, personally, the supportive group and inspiring stories. Taking this opportunity, it wasn't my idea. I met one of my fellow here. She did the same. I don't know if I can share her name. She did the same. She has an MD from Sudan. She didn't get a match. She did fellowship. After that, she already, because she has an MD, she become a board certified now without going to the residency. So I'm not saying give up hope about residency. However, if you didn't get match, this is a path. And this is the part that I love about this fellowship, the supportive group. We always have a group to study with, the group to do with the project, and group, especially during the match season. This is a long journey, but it is not impossible. And hopefully, see you all US board certified. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Dr. Noura, for sharing this.
You're more than welcome. And see you hopefully all board certified. And I know it is a long journey, but it is impossible. It is possible. It is not nothing impossible about that. Okay, thank you.
If you can tell us more about the paperwork, or if you had interviews, or what the steps. Yes.
With the GMC registered. Okay. The pretty thing about the USMLE and USMLE exams is the most hard exam. So any other exam is going to be piece of cake for you. So I did the BLAB 1 and the BLAB 2 because I don't have any registrations. Okay. I did the BLAB 1 and BLAB 2. It was easy. BLAB 2, it merely depending on interpersonal skills, because that I highly recommend to jump in any opportunity. Here in the fellowship, you speak up, like you become more confident. Okay. Maybe they are not confident to do around a conversation entirely in English. So this fellowship is going to help you a lot to build this confidence. After I did the BLAB 1, BLAB 2, they ask you to put any internship, of course. It is simple internship, just you need your internship. Then after that, any experience that you had, okay, any work experience that you had. Of course, Dr. Nader helped a lot in that. Thank you, Dr. Nader. They give us a headache, a big headache, okay? But you have to be persistent. This is the key. Even if you give you a headache, because they need a certain validation and a certain time and a certain way. So Dr. Nader was a great help in this. Then after that, they took all this in considerations and you become a GMC registered. This opened you a door to apply for residency over there. Okay, and after you apply for residency, that means it is one of the programs that's going to be approved by the US board to become a board certified in US, of course, with your STEPS exam. As I said, this is not doesn't mean to give up about the match. Of course, go to the match. Me too. I'm going to apply and go for the match. However, as I said, if you didn't get it matched, this is a way, and that's the stories and spare the stories I get it from many of our fellow here in the program.
Thank you so much and congratulations. Thanks for sharing your experience.
Soon, inshallah, after I become a board certified, I will come back and I'll update you when I become a board certified, US board certified.
Excellent.
Okay.
Any questions? If not, I want to update you or just share with you a couple of things. One of them is for new fellows or those who don't know how to do the systematic review. Cochrane, I'm going to share the screen here. Cochrane, they have free introductory course. So if you want to log into their website and see if you can get into that, it's very simple course, and hopefully it will highlight some areas for you. You can learn how to do the basics, and then you can build on that. The other point I want to share is Cleveland Clinic. They have annual internal medicine board review. So if any one of you is interested, please contact me, or you can go to their website. In the past, the fellows from this program, they attended this board. I think it's 1 week course. You can do it online or in person. And for the fellows, it costs about $100, but you need a letter from the fellowship. If you are doing other programs, you can get your letters from there, and you will get a discount. The other, I think we have 2 abstracts that we submitted, so we will be waiting for the whole conference also. So 2 teams were able to submit their abstract, and hopefully we'll hear good news about them. And we have 2 posters that will be presented at the Alzheimer Association conference in London. So in July, so people are working to get the posters ready. And so far we have 1 presenter, but maybe we will have more in UK, in London. Thank you. Any questions, updates, any ideas, research, or about the fellowship? Thank you. So if you are working on any of the projects, please go ahead. And if you need to participate in any of the research project, you can contact your team leader or the WhatsApp group, or you can contact me. And same goes for presentations. If you are available for next coming meetings, like on Saturdays, please feel free to contact the team leader for that day, or Dr. Marwa for participating. in this presentation. So as Dr. Noura mentioned, these are opportunities for you guys. So instead of one person present one topic, maybe you can join, you can split the topic, and two or more can present a big topic. Like today we have dementia. Someone can present the introduction, the background, or the impact, or the epidemiology. The next person can present the topic, the clinical and management and so on. And the third fellow, maybe they can just present the questions, like a couple of questions at the end of the presentation. So you will have plenty of opportunity to participate with one another. You will work as a team, and one of you might be as leading for the group, so that you can practice before we present in the meeting here. So if you don't have any questions, I'd like to thank you all for attending this meeting, and thank you all the presenters. Thank you, Dr. Almar, for moderating this meeting, and I'd like to thank those who will watch the recording in the future. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. If you have any questions, please contact me via WhatsApp, text, call, or email. I'll be happy to help you, and I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum. Fi amanillah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nader, and thank you for everyone who presented today, and hopefully see you guys next week.
Thank you again, Dr. Almar.